Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Clay to Z. I'm going to try to speak up a little bit since I know that Mike is a little uh, particular. So let me open things up so I can see comments. And hang on, where are we going? There we are. Okay. So, hi, Pat. Hi, Evelyn. Sound is good? Well, as long as I'm facing the camera and talking, it seems to work pretty well. When I look away and talk, it doesn't work so well. I have to work on that. Hi, Arden. I am got a bunch of things going on today, as usual. I'm working on painting underglazes on bird. This is greenware, so I'm being very, very careful. I'm going to be carving texture in a large bowl that David drew last week. And I'm also going to be doing a little hand building at some points. Uh, so getting ready for spring. I know that seems strange that we're already getting ready for spring. Hi, Elaine. Elaine, I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing your name. So I am gonna switch to my bird here. You can see. Good morning, Robin. Turning chilly in Georgia. It is a little bit chilly here in Indiana too, but still pretty nice. So I've already got 2 coats of indigo and 2 coats of blood orange, and I'm going to be just doing these with the new underglazes. So I'm figuring out exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do some lines with the sea glass. Lauren says, this just popped up on my phone. Who is this? Hi, Lauren. This is Kara at Amaco, and this is Clay to Z that you have tuned into, or that your phone decided you should tune into. Uh, and I am just working in the studio, Amaco Marketing Department studio. So you can ask me questions. You can just check out what I'm working on. So I'm putting underglaze on greenware, and this is a wall hanging shaped like a bird. The voice of all knowledge in the site. Oh, I'm just the voice. I am very fortunate to have an absolutely amazing team of people working here, artists and chemists and people with all kinds of backgrounds. And so when you guys have questions that I don't know the answer to, which happens, Uh, I have an amazing team of people that I can turn to educate myself and in turn educate all of you. So uh, I do come with a lot of experience and a lot of education. And I also have been working here at Amaco for many years doing glaze testing of new products, glaze testing of existing products, layering, so much more, which is how I know so much about our glazes. So, Moonsy asks, can you say anything about the Cosmos glazes coming out? The new line of Cosmos glazes uh, are special effect glazes, crystalline glazes. They don't have chunks in them. They are actually growing the crystals, but they are also highly metallic. They are very unusual kind of crystalline glazes. And they do not require a special cooling cycle, although you can get really amazing results if you do a slow cool like you would for other crystalline glazes, but you can still get absolutely stunning effects with normal firing. We have 5 glazes, and I'll be talking about them more in coming weeks, giving you some sneak peeks before they come out. They are ready for distributors to pre-order. So you can talk to your local distributor about if they have pre-ordered them. They do best at cone 6, but they can be fired at cone 5. Let's see. There's a little sea glass on there. Lisa D says, "Hi, Kara. Any glaze recommendations for horizontal texture?" Um, any kind of glaze that does well with texture is going to work well. I don't have a topic. I talked a little bit about Cosmos, and I'm doing some underglazing. Um, Lisa just asked about horizontal texture. Uh, Horizontal texture is great for slowing down really runny glazes. So if you have a glaze that tends to run, horizontal texture is fantastic for keeping it from running. So you can use anything, uh, just anything that shows texture. I like to use horizontal texture with runny glazes um, like seaweed, palladium, keep them from running all the way down. Hi, Linda. Linda says, "Hi, I'm new here. Well, welcome to Clay to Z, where I just am in the studio making things, talking about different things, different stuff. And I'm trying to decide where I'm going to put more yellow. I think the beak seems like the natural place. I will have to put extra coats on with the yellow because I'm going over the indigo. And as I say in other places with underglazes, I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear me, always go from light to dark with underglazes. If you put light over dark colors, it may burn out, it may not show, or it may change the color. Change brush here. So you can always go over lighter colors with darker colors, but you can't always go over colors with light ones. So Allison says, "What glaze would you suggest for a dark rim on a light plate? Not a defined line, but fluxy, runny." Hmm. Uh, I might, if I wanted something that was going to move a little bit, I might use Ancient Jasper. I really like that for a dark line, and it will run a little bit. especially over a stiff glaze like a celadon, ancient jasper will move. For a little bit stiffer line or over a glaze that's already kind of fluid, like a honey flux, I might opt for something that's just dark, like uh, textured amber brown, or maybe Amaco. So ancient jasper won't be like dark, dark. It'll be brown. I'm trying to think if there's something maybe blue midnight would give a darker line. Black aventurine. I love black aventurine. One of my favorites. Lauren says, is this a chart on the website that shows all the characteristics of the glazes, like rubs, stable, runs, stable, works well, etc.? There is information on the website, but not like a chart. But if you're in the, you join the Amaco Cone 5-6 Glaze Forum, make sure you join the one that is private and has 94,000 members. There is a contact group that is not the same. You can find in the files. Oh no, not in the files. It's not in the files. It's in the in posts. Allison Miller developed what is referred to as the runniness matrix. It's a Google file that is saved as the runniness matrix, and it has information on many, many glazes, especially the PC glazes, and how they behave, how much they run. I don't know that there's like, what works best with. Allison would know that. So I'm going to take a break from this for a little bit, set it aside. Brush it in water so it can dry a little bit. And I'm going to do some work on a bowl. Now, this is a bowl that's meant to you. I found it and a lot more. Please thank Allison because she put in the work on creating that. So I have a bowl here. This is a large, fairly shallow bowl with a deep foot. And this is going to hang on the wall also. So I'm going to make little lugs. There's lots of different ways to make things that will hang on the wall. Some people like to just put holes, and I could just put holes through the foot. For this one, I'm going to make some lugs that we can run picture wire through. If you're going to do that, especially for something that weighs a lot, like this bowl does, you need to make those lugs really, really strong. So I've scored. Oh, shoot. I just broke the wing off of my bird. Well, that's going to go in the recycle bin, and I'll make another one. Yeah, poor bird. Well, being bone dry and having wings sticking out, it was pretty fragile. I might do bisque next one. Do the underglaze on bisque just to make sure I don't rough them up too much. So there's one lug. Uh, Evelyn said, you said recycle bin. You use clay that has color? Well, not for anything official, but I can use it for other things. For that, I might just use it for little pitch pots. Uh, we will see. Yeah, in a school situation, I think that that would not fly because it has underglaze on it, and you don't want to have color on things. It depends on your studio. I may use what's left of it as a test piece. I may use what's left of it for a test piece to make sure that the underglazes will come out the way I want them to, and see if I can how much I can layer. So we'll see. But I will tell you, I will not try to save something like that. Uh, there are times that I will use Bisque Fix to repair things, but in the case of something like this, it's especially something that's flat and would be showing where the crack is or the break is. I'm not going to bother because it would always show. Now, if there's a way for me to disguise it, then I would mend it. So lugs are in place on this bowl. So it'll hang this way with picture wire. Has some marks on the inside I need to clean up before I can start texturing it. Kind of funny. I'm going to smooth it so I can texture it. Now I'm going to use this tool is for making evenly spaced markings. And in this case, it's not so much that I need them to be evenly spaced, but I do need them to not crowd up on each other too much. So let's see. Where is my this will give me 12 evenly spaced spots. Around the rim. Here. Nope, that's not going to work for me. This will, though. Okay. So very lightly etch a line from it goes across. I'm not going to go all the way through because this is going to be kind of like a sunburst. What is that guide? This is called an MKM decorating disc by MKM Tools, and it will give me evenly spaced quadrants. So you can use this on plates or cups, anything that you need to evenly divide it. Oh, Evelyn said, I don't sell, so I have recycled clay with underglaze. I was actually looking forward to having possible streaks of color, but I don't think anything ever showed up. Probably just not enough underglaze in your remix to really make a difference. So I'm going to go around the circle. It looks like I missed a couple spots. Yeah. So these don't need to be super precise. I'm just kind of getting a guide so that they don't get too bunchy at one side. There we go. So difficult to see, but I think faintly you might be able to see the lines. But I made them really, really light because I don't want them to show up too much if I change where things go. And now I'm trying to find my tool. There it is, in my pocket. Well, it's not the one I thought it was, but the one that will work. So this is kind of like my Sgraffito tool. This one is actually, I think, designed for doll makers. It's a small tool, and I'm going to carve lines starting from the center. Now this will have more lines, but I'm starting with fewer, and then I'll go around. So I'm halving each section and then doing quarters, and I'll keep adding more and more till I get the effect I want. I really appreciate you all coming and hanging out with me on a day like today. You see how it's starting to develop? Dump out the curly cues that are happening here. Now, you will notice I'm not trying to clean up the crumbs yet. And this is a little dry. But if I try to uh, get rid of those crumbs now, I'll just make a mess. So I'm just going to, I might brush them off with a dry, soft brush, but I will not try to like smooth them out. Marie says it's very calming just watching you. That's good. It's very calming just doing this. So let me see. Okay, time for more lines. I'm going to back it up so you can see the bowl a little bit better. Now these lines mostly can't start in the center. They're going to start a little higher up because there's no space. Kathleen says, "Good morning, I'm late. Are you still live? What are you making?" Yes, I am still live and I am carving lines in a, it's amazing. This kind of stuff looks really easy. And it's not that it's difficult, but it requires more attention than one thinks about having to do. Sorry, Marie says the sound keeps going in and out. I tried to see if it was my computer, but no, that one is okay. It's because I'm not facing the camera. That one went a little astray. Now, I don't know if you guys can see, but one of my lines got crooked right there. Lucy says, sound is going in and out for me too. So, sorry, it's when I'm not facing the camera. Robin says, I enjoy working along with you and watching again later to snag information like the golden reference info. And Kathleen says, do you already have a glaze in mind? Celadon. Yes. Yes, I do have a glaze in mind. Yes, I have a glaze in mind. Yes, it is going to be Celadon. So where I messed up my line, I do want it to be more straight. Going to use a little water and vinegar and a little bit of wet clay. I'm going to fill in. And I'll fix that later. Make that squiggly line a feature, put a star or something over it. Very tempting. In this case, it still needs to be a line. And I don't mind that it's not straight. I was going to leave it, but I also wanted to talk about how to fix things if you're in the middle. So that'll just get it when it's a little firmer. Oh, Lauren says water and vinegar. First, I've heard of this. This is what I use for joining things instead of slip because I'm using so many different clay bodies. So I use a combination of white vinegar and water, and it's roughly 2 parts water to 1 part vinegar. You can use 50-50. You can use uh, 2 parts vinegar to 1 part water. I find that 1 part vinegar to 2 parts water works just fine for me. I do know people who use straight vinegar, but that gets a little strong smelling, so it bothers me. So I just use a combination, and it's not so overwhelming. Marie says fixing it is a much better idea. It is. It is a. It is easy to fix at this point. Lauren says, like magic water. Well, there is vinegar in magic water, but there's other stuff in magic water too. And this is not great for mending as much, but it is good for joining instead of using a slip. So the vinegar kind of breaks down the clay a little bit and helps to join things. So you can see how the lines are getting closer together, more of a pattern. So it is already 11:18. I'll be live for another 12 minutes. I'll let you all go. You can get back to your studios, get back to your day. Any last questions for today, or would you share what you're working on this week in your studio? Marie says, I might have missed this, but what glaze would you use on this bowl? I'm going to be using a Celadon on it. I'm going to be using a Celadon on it so that it'll bring out that texture real nicely. So I'm going to keep going around and around until I get all of the texture, all of this space filled in. Lindsay says, working on some copper snow plates, always popular. Uh, Marie says, the sound flaked out. Celadon. I'll be using a Celadon on this plate, on this bowl. And I have to be more and more careful as I go. Spaces get narrower and narrower. Lindsay asks, can you show us how you're going to attach that to the wall? I might have missed it. So it has these lugs on the back, and I will use picture wire. Heavy duty picture wire can hold, I think I've used 50-pound picture wire before, and this is definitely nowhere near 50 pounds. So this will just get hung on the wall like a painting. There are other methods, but that's my favorite. So you can see how, as the texture gets tighter and tighter, the lines almost disappear and you just texture. So I'm going to let you all go. I know it's a little early, 11:25. Thank you for joining me this morning, sharing my clay adventures with me. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy glazing.